everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing something summery, fun, and free. We're making what I call a bikini bag or a bathing suit bag. It's basically a wet bag, and I just made some measurements. Today we're doing what I call the medium bikini bag, which is 13 inches by 11 inches in size. So no pattern today, just kind of made it up. I have a larger size too, and it's 15 inches by 13 inches. I call that one the large. You can see where we go from here. So I just wanted to hop on and start our summer sewing series with something fun and functional. We're not using a lot of materials today. We're not using a lot of hardware. We are using, look at these guys. This is called Beached Skelly, and this is from Itchin' to Get Stitchin'. This is a waterproof cotton canvas, and it's so fun, so fun. And then for the inside, we're using Pull, P-U-L. It's, I got this a long time ago. I got it in bulk, and I think I got it from a place that doesn't exist anymore, a fabric sort of warehouse, but if you search for it, there are plenty of places that you can still find it. It's just a light blue. It's waterproof, and so the point is that we're putting this inside of our bag so that when you put a moist or damp towel, bathing suit, whatever, that wetness stays inside the bag, and so you can put this in your beach bag or your bigger bag and keep everything else safe, basically. So that's what we're going with here today. And then we're actually going to use a pre-made number 3 polyester zipper, which this one is way too long for what we're doing, but that's okay because we're going to cut it down. It's color parakeet. So fun. And this is easy to sew over. It is plastic. There is a metal end on it, and so depending on the size you get, you just want to make sure that you're never sewing over that. Because this is much longer than we need, we won't even come close to it, but if you get one that's shorter, that's something you'll definitely want to pay attention to. So we just have 2 pieces of the PUL or Pull fabric for the interior. We have 2 pieces of our Beached Skelly from Itchin' to Get Stitchin' for the exterior, and then our zipper. And that's all we're working with today. So let's get going. All right, we're at our machine. I did want to note we're using a variegated Tex 35 thread today from Wizardry Stitchery. And I have never used a variegated thread before. It's basically very colorful and awesome, and it's perfect, this Under the Sea, for our summer sewing series pattern today. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're using, and we're on our Juki TL 2010Q, as always. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're just gonna make a traditional zipper sandwich. Now, the one thing that I have to say about this Pull fabric, it is crazy slippery. So I normally just sandwich together both things at once, but I am going to baste down the exterior first so that we try to avoid some of the slippage. So since our zipper is way too long, we're just turning it so that it's right sides together. So we're looking at the back side of the zipper, and we're just going to sew this on at a normal, little less than 1/4 seam allowance. We're going to baste it. You can clip or use double-sided tape here if you want, or you can just go for it, take it nice and slow, which is what we're going to do here. We're back stitching at the beginning and the end, as always. don't know if you can see the variegated, so you'll see it's just different colors, and it's cool. I'm a fan. First time. Okay, so now we're just going to take our pull fabric and we're just going to put it right on top of what we just sewed, and we're going to sew these pieces together, just making sure that we're lining up our sides. I am going to take the time to clip this, just because, like I said, this fabric is prone to movement and I don't want it to slip around. All right, so our fabric is right sides together and we're just sewing right on top. Okay, and now we're going to top stitch. Again, just making sure we're very careful with the slipping. So we're just pulling everything away. And we're just putting a nice top stitch on. And I'm going to keep making sure that our fabric is pulled away. And there we go. Top stitch is complete. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So we're just going to make sure that we line up correctly with our edges. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to baste and then add in our lining piece. And so we're putting the right sides of our interior together here. And same thing as the other side here. We're gonna open up our seam and top stitch. So we're doing pretty good. As you can see, these are quick and easy and super fun for gifting, especially if you know people are going on vacay this summer. We're actually gonna go from this side. And same thing here, we're just pulling our fabric away as we go, so will take a little bit longer just to make sure that we're doing it well. Okay, we're top stitched on both sides, and you guys, we're almost done. So there's a lot of things you could do. We're just doing a traditional, basically pouch now from here on out, or this is what we've been doing the whole time. You could round your corners, you could box your corners so that your bag sort of stands up a little bit. Now this does not have a lot of structure, and that's on purpose. You don't want it to have a lot of structure. You don't want anything in it, if you put foam or anything like that, to sort of get wet by accident or sandy or anything. So these are very low material, very fast makes. We're gonna add in just a little hang tag on the side. And we only have one left, which means we need to order some more. So a hang tag is just, you fold it in half, and we're just gonna have it sort of stick out the side of our exterior. And so we're just gonna make sure that our zipper is inside of our bag. Okay, because this is how we're going to open it. And then we're putting our exterior sides together and our interior sides together, and we're going to clip along both of those. All right, so we're clipped together. We have our zipper inside of our bag, so we're not going to accidentally sew it out. And we're going to leave a turning hole in the bottom of our lining. So we are just going to add in our hang tag. And we're going to start on our interior on the opposite side of where we want to leave the hole. We're going to sew all the way around, over the zipper, over all of our exterior pieces, down the other interior side, and back to the bottom where we want to start our turn hole. And I'm sewing at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. This is my I just prefer 1/4 inch, but because this isn't a set pattern and you can basically make it whatever measurements you want, you can also use whatever seam allowances you're most comfortable with. Again, you just want to keep in mind here, this is slippery, so remember that. Okay, we're not leaving a super big turn hole because we don't have to, because there's no interfacing or anything. It is pretty simple. I'm just going to square up our bottom so that I can make sure that we sewed it accurately. It looks like we did, so we're good. So now we're just gonna snip off our corners and do that on all 4. This will just help our bag turn a little better. And then we're gonna snip off all of our extra zipper tape on both sides. We're gonna do a little singe on the end of our zipper tape, as always. This will just make sure that your bag stays for as long as you want. And then we're just gonna reach inside of our turn hole. We're gonna open our zipper fully. Grab the bottom and pull. This is not going to be one that's going to hurt your hands or give you an arm workout. This is easy peasy. We're just pushing out our corners. How cute is this skeleton, you guys? Seriously. Can't stand it. Okay. Push out all over here. Okay, and then we're just gonna bump out our interior corners. And then we're just gonna put our fingers in our turn hole, and this will help it just turn in on itself. We're gonna pop this under and sew this together at a top stitch length. So we're going about 1/8 of an inch. Now again, slippy. You're gonna have to really pay attention. Big thing here is we just want to make sure that our bag is closed, especially since we intend on putting wet things inside of it. Okay, we're just trimming. Be careful when you burn near this fabric. It's going to react much differently than a cotton. All right, now we got to put it in. See what our finished bag looks like. All right, she's done. Look at her. So you can see we have our hang tag here on the side. We have our waterproof on the inside. This is a good size where you can put a bathing suit or a couple of bathing suits depending on if you're using it for children or not. I often go with the medium size or the large size. Again, this is 13 inches by 11 inches. And my large size to this is 15 inches by 13 inches. And they fit a lot. And it's such an awesome thing to like take out of your bag and put stuff in. And people always are like, where did you get that? And so, and you saw how fast it was to make. This is so beginner friendly. It's a cool way to use some new to you materials, because I think that's important when you're sewing and learning new things, is also learning how to work with new materials. And this super slippery, slinky material, it's hard. It's a tough one to sew through. And so getting some practice with it is just gonna help you later. My mom and her girlfriends, they went on a trip to Florida, and each one of them took one of these and took pictures on the beach, and it was just so cute. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope that you'll make some of these. If you do, please let me know. And oh my gosh, these skeletons, can't stand it. I'm gonna have to make a whole bunch of things. So this is video 1 in our summer sewing series. We're gonna have a few more videos under this series, and I'm just so excited for nice, sunny, warm days ahead. I hope you are also. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.